Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a little bit of a different junk journal making kind of video. I am working on the Paris Rose journal, and I decided I wanted to do something a little bit mixed media-ish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a topper that's going to go on a page. So you've probably seen me do toppers that go on the journal cover, but this time we're gonna work with some cardboard. I'm stripping it down as thin as I possibly can. I might even get my roller out and kind of flatten it a little bit just to get it as thin as possible. Let me grab that roller really quick while I'm thinking about it. So I've got this heavy roller. I think this might do the trick. So I've got some texture paste. I'm not sure if we're going to do, I don't think we're going to really do any stenciling, but I thought we would put some gold. I've got my raw umber fluid acrylic in case I want to do a glaze. I've got my muted pink Liquitex heavy body paint, my sap green hue from Golden. This is one of my all-time favorite colors. And I've got titanium white as well to do probably some splatters. Speaking of that, I probably need to grab a brush so that we can actually do some splatters. So get that ready. And so I've already kind of tore the bits because I was like, I've never done this to go actually in a page. So what I did is I took a page from the kit and I printed it two to a page. So this kit, the page, it's meant to be a 5x7 journal, though I'm not sure why it says 5x7 because it's not 5x7. The pages are 4 3/4 by just under 7 inches, so they're a little bit off. But that's okay. We can work with it. So I just printed this. This was a double spread, and I printed 2 to a page, so I got this smaller bit. I've got some of that lace that I talked about before from that kind of strange doll that I told you about. So we're going to put a little bit of lace on it, and I've got a bunch of other little bits here that I thought we would layer up. Hopefully I'll remember how those were. So basically what I did is I took this piece of cardboard, and I'm going to show you how I did this, and I just basically stripped off as much of that corrugation or the top layer as I possibly could. You don't want to take off too much because it will actually weaken. Well, I could probably take off some in the middle here. Let me just show you. I thought I'd show you on this, but since I'm going to pull more off of here, I thought we'll just do this. So every layer that you take off, for every bit of this you take off, we're going to make this thinner, and it's going to be better for a journal. So when I do journals, I account for bulk, because I like to have bulky things. I like to do mixed media in my journal, so I already account for that. So I feel like that's a little bit better. I had a hard time thinning it out on the back because, again, I was afraid that I would weaken it so much that it would just fall apart. Let me see if I can pull some off here. And it's tricky with my nails. So my nails, I'm so disappointed in these nails. I'm going to go back to my French tip because look at that. Like within 2 days, all the polish came off of the ends, and I don't like that look. Bothers me. I got spoiled. So it's pretty thin though. So you can kind of see the profile there. I'm going to use my brayer and just kind of see if we can flatten it out a little bit, just to make it a little bit thinner. I can hear some crunching, so it's probably working. It's probably working. Yeah, I can feel it. I don't know that it'll be like visible, but I could feel that thinning out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Sorry about the ring light. So we need to actually start with this because it's going to need a little bit of drying time. So I think I completely forgot to get some gesso out. I think I need to get some gesso on here. So let me just reach behind me. It's easy peasy. I just literally turn my body and it's in the cabinet behind me. So I mentioned this in the last video. I'm at the very end of having the studio exactly like I want it. I'm so excited to do the next video. In our little mini organizational tour, I showed you my lace and all of that, how I organize my lace. I showed you the stuff around me in terms of what's in front of me and my caddies, what's in my drawers right here, what's in my drawers over there that I really grab for a lot. So I'm excited to show you the next bit. So I'm going to reach to for a, you know what, let me just grab a catalyst tool here out of the drawer. I don't probably need, oh, it got pushed back in the back. Doggone it. Oh, wrong drawer. I also switched my drawers because I tend to open this side over here, this drawer, and it tends to have less in front of it as I knock everything over. Goodness gracious. So I'm going to just grab this cat. This is probably a little bit. I'm going to grab a credit card here, or a fun card. Goodness gracious, I'm off to a rockin' start. So we're just going to play around and get some gesso on here. So I'm going to use kind of the shorter side just to have a little bit more control. And the reason why we want gesso is because it is going to it's going to create a barrier, because this is cardboard. So cardboard is just going to absorb any fluid that we put on it because it's paper, right? It's compressed paper. So so yeah, that's the purpose of it. I don't worry about getting into all the little nooks and crannies because it's just not important. I've done these before. I haven't done it for a journal page before, but I have done covers with a topper like this. And they're one of my favorite things to do. They're super easy mixed media play. So if you are intimidated by mixed media, if you've got some gesso, even if you don't have gesso and you just have white acrylic paint, that will work because gesso is an acrylic medium. So a white, oh, I just flicked myself with some gesso in my face. So if you've got white paint, it will do the same thing in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and cap this gesso up. I'm going to drop my credit card in the water because I probably won't need that again. And I'm going to go ahead and set this aside, and I'm going to wipe this down, and then we're going to do some inking on our paper bits. And I'm not sure, I'm fairly certain that this page is just going to merely be visually pretty. I don't think it's going to be functional in the sense that I'm not going to do pockets or anything on it because I don't really think that would work. Because it would create more bulk, but we will see, because one could leave a side open and have a tuck there, so we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these pieces up, and I will be right back. Okay, just getting to the end of the inking. We're probably going to have to dry that cardboard before we move along because much of this collage is going to go on the cardboard directly. So let me talk about the other bits that I picked. So this is a French dictionary page. It will be linked in the supply list. This will also be linked. These are little French, I can't remember what they're called, but they're French deals circles, so I thought they were cool, and that's another piece of the dictionary page. This is, I believe, from Adamo Prints. Apologize if I've said that wrong. It will be linked as well. These are I think they're Harrison images. Beautiful, beautiful images. I will probably use many of these through the journal. This one I took the main image and I did 6 to a page to get this kind of more postage size piece there, and then this was just scraps and scraps. So let me set this aside, and I'm going to bring this back over, and we're going to go ahead and zap it with the heat tool, and I will be back with you as soon as it is dry. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. It might be a little wet in there, but I'm going to go right in with some of the pink paint. This is a new paint for me. I went ahead and bought, this is Heavy Body, Liquitex Heavy Body is one of my favorite paints to work with. I apologize for the light, but they have a muted series, just like they have a muted series in the Liquitex acrylic ink, and the colors are amazing. Amazing. So we're going to just put some out on my mat, and I'm going to go ahead and just use this brayer. Actually, let's just smooth this out again. So we've got it out. Just smash that down a little bit more. And let me show you how thin it's getting, because I feel like that's really important. Look at that, is thin. That's almost like 65-pound paper thin. So I feel good about that. I'm just going to do this directly on my glass mat here. And I'm just going to get some color on here. I really don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going with whatever strikes me. So I don't want it to be super heavy. Maybe heavy in some areas, like around the edges here, where it's going to show. Get into that thicker paint. I really, really want to incorporate more mixed media into my work, into my journal making, because it is my truest passion. So I'm just grabbing a baby wipe so I can wipe this up. And guys, if you're interested in this glass mat, I will tell you about it. I will link it. I got it from Amazon, and it's not a craft mat, so you can't cut on it, but anything and everything wipes off of it. It's amazing. I mean, even gel medium, which ruined a previous mat that I had. So we're going to go ahead, and I think we can go right in with a little bit of another color here. Actually, I wanted to do a glaze. I think I want to do a glaze. So let's zap this really quick, guys. Okay, I really don't want this color to be primary. Let me just show you. I wanted it because I want to bring out this deep, rich maroon burgundy color that's in the in that design. So look at how bendable that is. It's amazing. So we're going to go ahead and do a glaze with the raw umber. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can get paint out of this. This is the very bottom of the barrel of my raw umber. I have another bottle though, because I never risk running out of that, because I use it so much. Oh goodness, this is probably plugged up. If you leave it open, it does not want to run. It does not want to come out of the spout. Whoops, that's a lot. I'm going to be exploring some mediums, hopefully with you guys on Mixed Media 101, because I want to understand what kinds of things gel medium does. I heard that gel medium does the same thing as a glazing medium, in that it expands the working time of your paint, which is basically what this does. That's what the glaze does. So I'm really curious about that. So if you haven't seen me do this before, everything's going to turn brown. Don't worry, it will be okay. I promise it will be okay. I think that gesso might be a little bit wet, but I'm not too concerned about it. Basically what the glaze does, it allows you to get that brown down into all those crevices where the those valleys, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I do want to tell you, if you guys have been following my health issues of late, which I don't share anything personal about that, but I've been having numerous health issues, and I feel like, I believe that one of them is now at its end. So I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe this, and you can see what it's doing. So it allows you to wipe off the surface and leave part of that color, that deep brown color. See where it is in those crevices? It's absolutely amazing. So we do need to dry this one more time though before we go in with some more paint. Okay, I feel like this is good enough. So look at that. Oh, it's so lovely. So I want to go in with some stamping. So let me grab my archival ink, my black archival ink. I like to create a little bit of more visual interest. You'll be surprised at what will show up here. So just hold on and I will show you what this looks like. This is my Paris stamp. It is a penny black stamp, and I will be sure to link it. I think it's actually linked all the time in all of my videos in the mixed media supply list that I always put at the end of the, or put on the supply list. The supply list is actually over on my blog, but a link to the blog is in the description box. And the reason why I do that is because I put a lot of close-up photos over there, and if it's my Sunday's Art of Truth, that's where I do my writing and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the whole thing down. Most of this is going to be covered, so it doesn't matter, but I'm pressing really hard because I'm putting this on a porous surface, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. I'm going to go with the bottom of the stamp next. And it's perfect because it is, it's a Paris stamp. I'm not pressing on the top part because I don't really want to double over on that stamping. We got a little bit of gesso on there. See if I can wipe that off. Probably not a big deal. Okay, so let me just show you a close-up. Hopefully you guys can see that writing. See that text? It's just, I'm going to turn this light off because I feel like it's skewing the view here. So you can just barely see it, but it is lovely. And this is so nice. I do need to dry this again. I can feel it's very, very tacky, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'll be right back. Okay, I feel better about that. I hope that it's not too dark, you guys. It's nighttime and it's dark in here. So while I was one-handedly drying that, I did grab this green paint from my drawer because I feel like I do need a little bit of an accent of this in the background, just to tie it in so it doesn't, I don't want it to be too, I mean, it needs to be contrasty, but not so much that it looks out of place. So I'm just going to use my finger and I'm just going to skip. That was a lot. That was a lot. Oh, this is definitely, I don't think we'll even use the sap green because this is going to be, we might use a little bit of sap green just to create a more earthy look to the green. Lovely, lovely. So satisfying. So what I was saying, you guys, is that even if you are not, mixed media is not your jam, and you're interested and you want to explore, it's not, the supplies that you need are really minimal for what we're doing. I just used a craft acrylic. You do not have to have professional acrylics. You don't have to have glazing medium or any of that. You can, you could probably get the same effect by just taking some brown paint, watering it down. The only difference is you can't lift it up the same way as you can when it's a glaze. And if you watch my channel at all, I've talked about that quite a bit. So I'm just going to hold this up and see. That feels a lot better, but I do want to come in with some of the sap green hue as well. One of my favorite colors. I say that about a lot of colors though, don't I? Just putting a tiny bit out on my mat here. And we're just gonna get a little bit of that on too. Oh yeah. Just a little bit of darker contrasty color here. just to tone that green down a little bit. It's a little bit, it's pretty vivid, like so. I might go in to the interior of this a little bit more with this green, just because I've got it here on my mat. It's already going to be covered up, so I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to do this. A person could come in with some crackle paint. Don't get me started on crackle. Crackle on cardboard would be amazing. I might have to do that next time. Maybe I'll do a mixed media topper for this journal. I did already make the cover. I used an Amazon packaging. In fact, let me show it to you. I want to make sure that my hands are not dirty though. So what I did is I took an Amazon mailer, one of the brown ones that's squishy, and it's going to be a soft cover, so it's not going to have a hard spine. It's a 2 3/4 inch spine because it's going to have 3 signatures, and I just used this raised dotted fabric and I stitched around, so you can see how small it is. The cover is tiny. It is just over 7 1/4 inches by, well, I'm not exactly sure. It'll be the width of the pages, so, but thought I'd show you that. So let's zap this really quick again, and then we'll start putting, we'll probably put some gold on. Actually, let me think about this. I need to move my camera a little bit. I can't hardly move here. I think that I'd like to put a little bit of gold accents on some of these pieces. You guys have seen me do this before if you've watched my channel before. I love my gold. This is iridescent gold fine from Gold and Fluid Acrylic. So I'm going to just look at what, I know this piece goes on the bottom, so I know I only have to put some paint down here on the bottom. The gold accent is just so beautiful in a collage. So I'm just going to set that there, and then this one is this is the side that will be exposed, so we're going to put some on there too. Gold and Paris go together in my opinion. And then this one goes on the other side, so it's going to be this side, and then we'll just zap all this and let it get nice and dry, and then we'll come back and assemble our collage. And then this one was around the lady, so we're gonna ink that up. I suppose one could use like a gold ink too, like an ink pad. Mine is a little bit old, so I don't really trust it. I could try it though, wouldn't hurt. I'm going up on this edge a little bit because I can't remember if that shows or not, so we're just gonna play it safe. And then let's go around the main piece here as well. Oh, I just love the gold. It's just so, it's just such a beautiful touch, I think, on just about anything. I love it. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and dry all this, and I'll be back with you, and we will assemble the base. Okay. Everything was blowing all over my desk because I used my heat tool. I'm just going to grab my Fabri-Tac and get it ready to go here. That's what we're going to use to get this glued down. I did go ahead and put a little bit of gold on the base as well because I forgot to do that while we had the camera on. And I took some pictures of this before we put anything on it. Like before we collage on it, so you guys can see that in the photos at the end of the video. So let's get going here. So I think, let's see if I can remember how we had this. We had this and then this. Yep, so we had this first. So I am going to go kind of low, so I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac on the whole back of this. My Fabri-Tac nozzle needs to be cleaned. It's not very happy lately. I just usually take it to the sink and just run some hot water and take a pin, like a sewing needle or a pin, and really work on getting that stuck glue out. So let's just get that down here. I'm just going to make sure the words are straight, so I'm going to hold it up just to see. Yes, sirree. And then this one, I wish I'd taken a picture. I think this is supposed to go over here. So let's just glue that down. Come on, Fabri-Tac. You are my hero. Don't let me down. In the middle of the process. I do want to make sure this is well glued because it's a journal page, right? It's going to get glued. This cardboard will get glued to a journal page inside of the journal. So I'm putting this over just a little bit because I want to see that edge outside of that. So now I'm going to put this in place because I need to gauge where this goes, because I can't quite remember. Let's see. I'm going to lose a lot of that text, but that is what happens with mixed media, as I've mentioned before. You just never know what you're going to end up with, especially if you're, working fairly intuitively and just kind of following your heart. You will lose some things that you kind of got attached to. So I'm just going to lay this in place because we need to go over, because that's going to cover that, and because I want that these words to show. So over here, I believe that what I had intended was that this was going to stick out, and the whole thing isn't going to show, just the grand, I'll read it here in a second, I can't remember what it said. Grand Bazaar. So I'm going to try to think about, where do I want that? I think I wanted it kind of up here, and I just want the Grand Bazaar to show. And then if I make this a tuck in the journal, it'll have to tuck in on this side because I think this is going to get in the way. And then before we put the main piece down, I think we can come in a little bit, just a little bit. Thank goodness for Fabri-Tac. It allows you to move things. I don't want to glue this down yet because we still have these little circles to put in. So let's get those on first. So I'm going to go ahead and again use the Fabri-Tac because I am gluing on a very, very porous surface, and I would like this glue to just kind of go down into those crannies of the cardboard. So I'm just trying to gauge where this is. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to have that one stick up a little bit above the top, and then the other one is going to go kind of next to it. I'm not going to put any word on it. I think it's got enough text to satisfy that, but I love this one with a little postage stamp. Oh, I'm going to kind of come down like that, and I don't want to go over that, so let's just put it right there. I am going to try to wipe off the glue that's on the back side because I don't want that to be a problem as we go along. Oh, this is lovely. This is turning out better than I had imagined, and I love this white. It's very contrasty to the rest of the pieces, which is very pleasing to the eye. So come on, we need a lot of Fabri-Tac here. Come on, girl. Don't let me down. Let's getting hard to squeeze. I'm going to have to take care of this tonight before I do another video. I'm going to do some mixed media index cards that can be pockets in the journal. That'll be probably the next video. Although I don't know in what order these are all going to get published in. There we go. So I'm just going to put her down right there. Oh, this is so beautiful. I feel like I want this. Will this move still? Oh, it will. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I love it. Love it. Just going to press it. Like that. I almost think I want a word down here, but I haven't decided. So there she is right there without the girl. So now we've got, this is going to go up in this corner. Oh, I forgot the lace. So, completely forgot the lace. So let's see, where was the smaller piece that I had set aside? I do not want to waste any of this lace because I have so little of it. There's a piece. It might be more in line with what. That's a little bit too small though. I'm going to find a piece. I'm just going to use this cardboard here. And I'm going to go ahead and just get a piece of it here. And I'm going to, I'll probably kind of raggedy cut it around, but I'm going to go ahead and glue this directly on the lace. Probably follow the, excuse me, the tear lines of the piece of paper. So this is going to be sticky. Just going to kind of do a rough cut here. It doesn't have to be precise, I just don't want it to be square necessarily. My fingers are getting very sticky. I'm touching all this glue. Okay. Get that out of here. Get it out of here. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. It's different for me. Normally I would have been symmetrical and made that a square or a circle or something, but we're gonna just be different. So that's gonna go down right. I'm just debating on if I want her to come down a little bit. I think I do, because I want to see that green above and on the side of that. Let me just make sure my script is straight. I have trouble with that sometimes. And then we're going to put our girl on, our lady. And then we will be done. You guys, this was so fun. Please let me know what you think. So I hope that you were able to gather that you can use your digitals. So all this is digitals and scraps and a piece of cardboard and some paint. I didn't use any special mediums other than the glazing medium, which I already said you would not need to use this to get the effect that we got. So I hope that you guys try it, because this was a blast. Total blast. So there we go. There's our girl. So let's look at the profile. Look at how thin that is. It is no thicker. Whoops. It is no thicker than like, I mean, it's a little bit thicker than a 65-pound piece of paper, but what I would do is just glue it on these sides. I would probably glue this down so it's stable, because my journal pages are 4 3/4 is the max, so this is measuring 4 1/4. So we've got plenty of room in the journal, which is going to be epic. So there you go. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.